We're getting close to the January window, and we know that deals sometimes get done in December, and we are 10 days away from December, and things are very much starting to heat up. Anderson is a big target, but Anderson is a summer target. But United links to young centre backs is getting even hotter. And I think Aiden Heaven, Lenny Yoro, and if you could get someone like Jacket or Mukio as that third young centre back, United's back line could be sorted for a very, very long time. Fabrizio Romano has actually confirmed big plans, big hint at maybe Semenyo, Harry Amas and Vitek coming in for next season. Ruben Amorim could have his left wing back and second goalkeeper position pretty much sorted with strong competition for Le Mans. Continuing on, Kobe Maino wants an exit and wants the Napoli move. And Amorim speaks out on how tough it has been as Manchester United manager. So, hello, and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to your 10-minute Manchester United news, transfer news, and update roundup show. Sorry, I thought I heard like a weird clicking noise. I keep hearing this clicking noise. I don't know. Hopefully, it's not coming out in the video. So let's start with the first report. So, United Frenzy is a well-connected Twitter account within Manchester United. The guy that runs the Twitter account obviously has some sources of information that are quite good and have been accurate in the past. And he confirms, yes, it's true, scouts have been sent to France in recent weeks to watch Jeremy Jacquet. He's a player that we're looking at, as I spoke about, very, very good for his age, plays with Lenny Yoro at France's under-21s, very physically dominant for his age, very technically good, very mobile, very difficult defender to beat. So obviously we are looking at him, and that's been confirmed by many sources. Elliot Anderson has really grown legs as of late. I think we weren't really linked to Elliot Anderson in the summer. Baleba was the main target, but I think he's right. It seems like Elliot Anderson is a really strong target, having missed out on Declan Rice in the past. I think United are looking at Elliot Anderson maybe as the number one midfield target in the summer instead of someone like Baleba. Adam Wharton and João Gomes are both on the list, but no move is expected for a midfielder in January. Adam Wharton looks like a summer move. Elliot Anderson is basically a summer move confirmed. João Gomes and Baleba could be doable in January, but there's no expectation for that to happen. Now, I would like a midfielder in January, but I wouldn't want to bring in a crap midfielder in January and it ruin our chances of getting a good midfielder in summer. I want to make sure we get the right midfielder, and if you can get the right midfielder in January, you go for it. If you can't, you don't. Now, talking of the right young centre-back, and I actually tweeted last year that United should go for him, but I think because he was under 18 and Brexit rules, we couldn't get him last summer, but we can get him this summer, and that is Ajax talent Jorafi Mukio, who is unsure about his future at the club. Ajax obviously not doing very well. He could extend his contract, but they're not doing well. Why would he? He's a very good young player, one of the highest rated centre-backs in football, can play left-back, is very versatile. He's been compared to Lewis Skelly in that sense, very physically dominant for his age, already played for Ajax at such a young age, probably the highest rated left-footed centre-back out there. And if you just Google him, there's always loads of good tweets about him, but I thought this was probably a good short explanation. Jorafi Mukio is one of Belgium and Ajax's brightest young talents, a technically gifted athletic midfielder who can play centre-back, left-back, already trusted with 13 minutes at 16. Now for me, I see him as a left centre-back in Amorim's system, but has the ability to play in midfield, a bit like Lewis Skelly. Lewis Skelly is a midfielder, but he's been playing left-back pretty much since he's come through Arsenal, and that's how I feel about Mukio. Now, I actually know he's played midfield this season for Ajax and has done quite well in DM role, but I don't see him as a left wing back. I see him as a left centre back that maybe inverts into midfield, maybe a central centre back that steps into midfield, if I was going to be honest. But I think his sort of technical and versatile traits, I think, could make him a really good potential long-term fit for Ruben Amorim's system. And as he said there, United scouts aren't watching him by accident. He's a baller. Him and Jacket, absolute ballers at the back. But let's talk about what big plans Romano seems to confirm. And I think this is confirming that United will be in for Semenyo, because he's saying United are looking for a winger number 10 that is electric, skillful, talented and fast. You are describing Semenyo. Ruben Amorim had dinner with Semenyo. Man United put in a bid for Semenyo. Man United had multiple meetings for Semenyo. Semenyo is available in January. I know we've got a lot of number 10s. I know Simon Stone doesn't think we'll go for him. But I think that's Romano saying we are looking at Semenyo. I think that's Romano saying, we are looking at Semenyo. I think Wharton, Baleba, Anderson is for the summer. I think that we'll be looking at Mukio and we'll be looking at Xhaka and looking at some really exciting names. But I think this is Man United. Why is that? Stay on this slide. Why is it not staying on the right slide? I don't know. I think this is Manchester United looking at Semenyo, and I think we will go for him. I think he's going to go to Liverpool, sadly, but I think we'll go for him. Now, if you know me, what I think makes Semenyo so good is that he can play left 10 and left wing back. I think he's a left wing back version of Ahmad, left-sided version of Ahmad, but probably a bit more powerful in his runs and ball carrying. And I just sometimes think like Semenyo Cunha left, Amorim Mbeumo right. That is. Now people say you can't bring Semenyo in and put him at left wing back. That's criminal, and I get why people would say that. But I think for me, with Mount's injury issues, I think if Mount doesn't, I mean, Mount has to stay fit this season. But I do look at it. I think for next season, Semenyo's a good option if we're in Europe next season as well. Because one thing I do think we lack is pace off the bench. If we start Cunha, Sesko, and Mbeumo, yeah, as our front three, and Ahmad's at wing back, who can we bring off the bench? Xerxes, Mount. There's no pace off the bench. Whereas I look at Semenyo and I think we need like an impact player with pace that can sometimes play left wing back, can sometimes play left 10, someone to come on and inject some pace. And I think Semenyo does that. He's obviously a phenomenal player, can play, right wing back, right 10, left wing back, striker, so many positions, so versatile. It makes a lot of sense, but it screams Liverpool or Arsenal, doesn't it? Now, talking of left wing back, maybe Ruben Amorim has already got his left wing back sorted for next season. Harry Amas and Radek Vitek are under consideration to be added to the first team squad next season. These are two players in the Championship that are doing very well on loan. Dan Gore's also doing very well on loan, but he is in League One. I think that Vitek could come in and compete with Le Mans. I think Vitek has been phenomenal. You could argue Vitek could be better than Le Mans with how good he's been at Bristol. He's been phenomenal. And Harry Amas has been brilliant at Sheffield Wednesday. The Sheffield Wednesday coach has come out and praised him. And I do look at it and I think you've got Harry Amas, Diego Leon and Dorgu that are all very good young exciting wing-backs. Now I think we need a wing-back that is proven, ready-made and experienced. And the reason I always suggest Semenyo is because he doesn't really block the development of Amas, Dorgu and Leon because he will play further up in a lot of games. But he could do that wing-back role if we're coming up against a low block to add that extra attacking power. Because I found under Amorim, when we play two fullbacks at wing-back, it's just dead football. But when we play a winger at wing-back, when Amma plays at wing-back, I feel like we're a little bit more exciting to watch, if I was going to be honest. So maybe Harry Amas could come in. I think he's had a very good loan. I think he either gets a Premier League loan a little bit, or I think he comes back in. James Garner had a good Championship loan, but then we didn't do anything with it. Which was a shame. I think, Amas, maybe we sell him, maybe we bring him back in. I think considering we're quite short at left wing back, I think we could bring him back in. We've already got rid of Alvaro. Imagine if we get rid of Amas, sell him to a Premier League club. He's really good for another Premier League club. And we think we've had 2 academy left backs that we've sold and we need to sign one. So I would like to see Amas given a chance. So I had to talk about Kobbie Mainoo. Mainoo is very keen on making a move to Napoli, driven by the desire to reignite with familiar faces Højlund and Scott McTominay. Also, I think Mainoo wants to go to Serie A. Mainoo is looking at a low move. He doesn't want to go to Prem rivals. He's a bit sceptical about places like West Ham. He knows people in Italy. He likes Italy. He goes on holiday to Italy. You can be in Napoli. Southern Italy is nice. But he wants the minutes. Like the reason he wants to move isn't because of Højlund and Scott. It's because he wants the minutes. He wants to see if he can get in that World Cup squad, which I don't think he's going to do now, which is such a shame. And he's not going to get those minutes at United. So we know that in the summer, his preference was Napoli. Out of all the clubs that went in for Mainoo, he did like Napoli the most. But I don't know if United let this happen. Unless we've got someone to come in like Conor Gallagher, I can't see United letting it happen. And last but not least, Ruben Amorim was asked about his first year as Man United manager, and he said, "Some days, I will not lie, some days and nights were hard, but I had some moments I really enjoyed. One thing I know for sure is that this is a massive club and I would not change for any club. I know it's hard, but there is something in the air where when you belong at this club, you belong to something really special. I'm really happy to decide to come to this club." He said, basically, it's hard, but this is a club like no other. And he's happy he decided to come. If Ruben Amorim is the first manager to succeed at Man United post Sir Alex Ferguson and win a Premier League, that's a mad thing to achieve. That's a mad thing to achieve. So I look at it that sense, and I think Ruben Amorim knows you can go to Liverpool and City and win a Premier League, or you can win a Premier League at United, and it's just a different level of achievement. Anyway, thank you for watching today's video. See you next time. Bye.